Good morning. We are live today talking again about how does love, the power of love, understanding the power of love, vibration and frequency help you to reign as a queen in this life, give you confidence, more certainty, more tools, right? Yeah. So good to be here again. Hello, my darling. Finally appeared in notifications. Yes, sometimes it takes a bit, doesn't it? All right, who else is here? Give me a high five. Let me know. And if you're watching the replay, for those of you who have been watching the replay, and let me know by putting hashtag replay into the comments, you have no idea how that encourages me. This isn't the easiest thing, and I know many of you who don't do Facebook Lives and come out and speak your truth. And, if you were to work with me, it's one of the things that you would end up doing, get over your fears and help you to define your messaging and your audience and all of that so that you can show up authentically and magnetically and vibrating at a high level, all in the power of love with God and all the angels of heaven behind you. Okay. Yeah. But even with all that, even with these wonderful resources that God has given to us, I'll tell you, it is not that easy to show up all the time, every day, even, and teach and speak and spread your goodness. So I get challenged. But when I see you show up, when I see that, and that's not your responsibility to make me feel good. All right. So let me just say that. However, when you show up and you hit replay and you let me know and you don't hide that way, it does. It creates a greater experience of love for me. And that's what we're talking about right now, of generating love in this world, generating love in this world, pouring forth the love that's within us. We all have God, who is love, contained in us. And not just that, but who is one with us. We are inseparable. We are inseparable with love. Have you ever thought of that? You are inseparable with love. You can't go away from love because love itself, divine love, magnificent love itself is one with you. And it's really a matter of our awareness and our tapping in that helps us to experience the love that is already ours, right? And that's what I want to help you guys to do, to live in the power, the container, the energy, and the vibration of love so you can be just pulsating light, sound, electromagnetic energy in this world where people are drawn to you for the right reasons, right? For the right reasons, you're magnetizing exactly who it is that God has put in your heart that you're there to work with, to help, to serve, to prosper with, to partner with, to collaborate with. All right. When we all do it, we all do this, we make the world a more beautiful place. Amen. Hallelujah. Right? Okay. Let me hear what you got to say about that. All right. Hello, Carissa. Nice to see you. Oh, hi, Jen. I did not know that. Happy National Businesswoman's Day. Well, hallelujah. Okay. And Anna just saw my notification. Well, I'm glad you're here. I'm rocking the hair today. Oh, thank you, Anna. I didn't do anything to it today. Yes, I was lazy. Head back to school the last week or half or so. Yeah. Yeah. I understand. I get it. I get it. All right. So happy that you guys are here and you're making yourself known. Mm-hmm. I know there's a few more of you that have joined on. And I know when I watch a Facebook Live, sometimes I come on and then I'm like, I have little patience, so I understand, right? And I'm gone. Somebody doesn't capture my attention within like a nanosecond, I'm pretty much on to the next thing. So I get that. I understand. But I am trusting that the people that God has just inspired, you know, give them a little nudge, a little poke, they'll show up here. So whoever is here is supposed to be here. All right, so there you go. Oh, thanks, Anna. All right, so today we're going to talk a little bit more about the love frequency and how does it affect our lives? How can we use this information and this tool? And how can we go from a place of where we oftentimes feel low energy, low vibe, to raising it? When God says, I'm taking you to higher ground, I think he's talking about the love energy. Because as I said yesterday, we don't really have a circumstance problem. We don't really have even a mindset problem, though there is that. We don't have a strategy problem. We have a love problem. That's what the world is craving right now, love, in its various forms. Yes. So that's my mission for today. All right. Aw, good, Carissa. Very good. Hey, Clara, good to see you. Okay, so the first thing I want to review today is, and I want to see if I can do a screen share. I wonder if I can do a screen share. Let me see. It's better that way. No, it's not letting me. All right, never mind. All right, so we'll go back to here just to remind you that emotions have a frequency. Emotions have a frequency. All right. If you can see shame, guilt, apathy, grief, fear, that desire there does not mean your heart's desire. That desire is like craving, like my life isn't any good unless I get that. All right. You see how those are the higher up you go, up the scale you go, the more, the higher the frequency. Love, it says 500. It's actually 528 that they have realized. 528 hertz. Look at joy. It's way up there. Peace, way up there. Enlightenment, revelation, self-actualization. It's all way up there. All right. So the more we can raise our level of consciousness, our level of love in the world, abundance in the world, the more expanded our hearts will be, the more expanded our vision will be, and the less contracted. All right. Expanded, contracted. So this comes from a study they have done, and you can find it in a book called Power versus Force. Power versus Force. It's a really good book, and it's pretty scientific. So it's not like real easy reading, but it gives a really good description of all these different emotions, as well as how they came to come up with these vibrational frequencies. Okay. All right. So let's not forget that we all vibrate. We're all vibrating. Our cells are vibrating. Our thoughts vibrate. Our emotions vibrate. And it's all vibrating at a certain frequency. And the frequency that I was telling you yesterday, and some of this may be old hat to you guys. All right. It might be just, but I got to lay a foundation here. So when you tune in into a certain frequency on your radio, 94.7, 102.2, whatever it is, that has a signal and transmits a signal to a matching frequency. So you think about the world as full of frequencies, full of frequencies, full of waves. Most of them, you just never even see them. Okay, actually, you can't see them unless you have some kind of instrument. To the naked eye, you don't see them. You see the effects of it, but you don't actually see it. So there you go. These waves are going through the air and they're getting through objects. But that tuning, when you tune in, it is searching for a matching frequency. So if you're vibrating in the level of guilt and shame and fear and gosh, all those apathy, anger, all of that, if you're vibrating at that level, then naturally what happens, you're going to gravitate toward people and circumstances. Hate to say that, but it happens, right? Because you're always magnetically drawn to a matching frequency. That can work positively for you, though, too, right? So that's why we want to raise up that emotional frequency so that you vibrate at and you attract that which is matching at the higher levels. Okay? All right. Now, and I'm going to tell you in a minute how spirituality and our faith and our relationship with God can help with that too. So, the body connection, let me just take a second to talk about the body connection. A doctor named Dr. Candace Pert was, she's actually passed, but she was an American neuroscientist and pharmacologist who discovered the opiate receptor in our brains and the cellular binding site for endorphins in our brain. And endorphins are the feel good hormones, the feel good chemicals in our body. So she identified those things and she said that the energies and vibrations of these frequencies affect us on a cellular level, opening our chromosomes and exposing the DNA. She further says that most psychologists treat the mind as disembodied, a phenomenon with little or no connection to the physical body. So our mind has no connection to our physical body. Conversely, physicians treat the body with no regard to the mind or the emotions, but the body and mind are not separate. But the body and mind are not separate, and we cannot treat one without the other. All right? Yes. Now, I have a wonderful client who is a doctor, and he's at the top of his field, and he's coming on Friday, by the way. I'm going to be interviewing him on Friday. And he is holistic. You know, he may be a doctor, conventional medicine. He even teaches at the University of Arizona Medical School. But he's brilliant in piecing together food as medicine, emotions, spirituality, all of that to take an integrative and a holistic approach to health and wellness. Love him. So he's coming on, and we're going to talk more about that on Friday. Okay. So, yes, these vibrations affect our body, they affect our health, they affect our brains. Another thing about that, hang on a second. This is from, I think this is from Dr. Bruce Lipton. Dr. Bruce Lipton is another, just an expert in this field who talks about the biology of belief and how our beliefs actually affect our bodies. I'm not quoting him actually. I'm just quoting this article. The body is more than atoms, molecules, cells, organs, and organ systems. The physical body is also responsive to chemical impulses and electrical impulses that can be measured. We see this all the time. The EEG measures the electrical impulses of the brain. An ECG measures the electrical activity of the heart, an ECG. Electromagnetic fields in the body are measured by MRIs, magnetic resonance imaging. These electromagnetic fields are impacted by a host of internal and external triggers, blockages, and stressors. Through quantum physics, it has become known that subatomic particles move in a wave which has a frequency, creating energy. Every human body cell has its own electromagnetic field. Every human cell has and is responsive to frequency and vibration. The healing frequency, the miracle frequency, the love frequency of 528 hertz has been researched and explored by genetic biochemists that are currently using it in their labs to repair DNA that has been damaged. All right. So there's no question anymore in this field. There is scientific evidence that vibration and frequency actually affect ourselves and our body. Absolutely no doubt about it. All right. So one of my questions is, one more thing I want to read to you. The mysterious frequency of love and miracles, 528 hertz, has the power to transform our world, whether it's eliminating pollution from our oceans, and there's a whole study on that, healing DNA, or overcoming hate. Oh, that's so big nowadays. Overcoming hate and conflict with love. All right, love heals DNA. It can eliminate pollution in the ocean. It overcomes hate and internal conflict as well as outer conflict. All right, love can do all that. It resonates with nature, from the trees to the bees, vibrating at the same frequency found in rainbows and the sun. Can you imagine a world where people lived in greater harmony, not only with each other, but with our planet and all its plants and animals? This knowledge provides the opportunity of a lifetime to engage a mass transfer of wealth from those who secreted the sacred knowledge to those who shall inherit the earth by applying the power of love whenever and wherever possible. But you don't have to dream quite so big for now, because 528 hertz can help you alleviating your physical and spiritual illnesses and emotional mental, bringing you more in tune with the world around you and opening your heart, mind, and consciousness to the depth and wisdom of God and the universe. The power of love shows up for you like that. Fascinating stuff, right? Fascinating stuff. Well, what I want to dig a little deeper in today is, how does this power and vibration of love unlock and empower our deepest desires and our wildest dreams? All right? How does it unlock and empower our deepest desires and our wildest dreams? And in a minute, I'm going to address that. But let me just continue to say hi to people. I want to get up a passage here. Also, okay. Say hi to any more people. Carissa says, matching frequency explains a lot of my life. Good. I'm glad you see that relationship. Yeah. Jen says, oh, awesome. We are a whole connection. Absolutely. That is right. All right. So if this is something that's resonating with you guys, please just give me some hearts here. So the positive reinforcement helps me to feel the love and to put forth greater energy also for you and on your behalf. All right. So, how does the power and vibration of love unlock and empower our wildest dreams, our deepest desires, and our wildest dreams? I want to read a passage to you from the Passion Version. And I love this passage because it's so rich. It's so rich and on point, I believe. It's from Ephesians 3:16. And those of you who follow me know that this is one of my favorites. But I don't know about you, but I can't get too much of this. I pray that God would unveil within you the unlimited riches of his glory and favor, all elements of love, until supernatural strength floods your innermost being with his divine might and explosive power. Then, by constantly using your faith, the life of God will be released deep inside you, and the resting place of his love will become the very source and root of your life. You know, we always want to be rooted and grounded in love. And God is love. So rooted and grounded in God, rooted and grounded in love. We want to get a deeper revelation, a deeper understanding so that it penetrates our cells. So when you do that, then you will be empowered to discover what every Holy One experiences, the great magnitude of the astonishing love of Christ in all its dimensions. How deeply intimate and far reaching is God's love? How enduring and inclusive it is. Nobody left out here. Endless love beyond measurement that transcends our understanding. This extravagant love pours into you until, keeps pouring, until you are filled to overflowing with the fullness of God. Now, all of that is a setup for the next verse. And some of you have heard this verse, but all of this is set up. You know, endless love beyond measurement, pouring into us a greater understanding, revelation about this love, right? Because all love, whether it's in the form of a bright vibration and a frequency, an emotion, an act of kindness, all begins with God. He is love. Our world was created in love, for love, to love. So everything that vibrates, you know, everything that vibrates has the potential for love within it. Yes. And we can very easily move from a low level vibration to a high level vibration by getting in and tapping in and connecting to the love of God. For you, first and foremost, fill up, overflow with the love of God. Now, having done that, never doubt God's mighty power to work in you and accomplish all this. He will achieve infinitely more than your greatest request, your most unbelievable dream, and exceed your wildest imagination. He will outdo them all, for his miraculous power, which is love, constantly energizes you. Isn't it brilliant? Constantly energizes you. The power at work in you to achieve beyond what you can even imagine. Your wildest dreams, your greatest requests, the power at work in you is the power of love. We don't want to take this lightly. We don't want to skim over the surface. Whatever you're doing in anything that has to do with faith, let it be about love. Let it be about love. All right? Not performance, not perfection. You're already perfect in the eyes of God. So quit trying to win that game. All right? You've already won it. You already won it. A queen who is here to rule and reign on this earth in her life, her personal life, and the life around her in a truly beautiful, elegant, and glorious way is rooted and grounded in love. Is rooted and grounded in love. Okay, a couple more minutes here. Thank you, Anna. I'm glad this appeals to you. And welcome to your friend, Yvonne. Yes, Clara, you have got a very magnetic energy. And it comes through in all your artwork. We're all still learning this, Anna. We never arrive. Whatever we think, wherever we think we are, like I know all about this, that is proof that you don't, you know, because love is infinite. And tapping into love, the wisdom of love, the power of love, the vibration of love, it's infinite. And we never arrive. But we can appreciate where we are right now, knowing that there's always more. And the more we understand, the more we are grounded in love, the more we have the ability to, and I don't even want to say manifest abundance and your dreams come true, but I would say receive. Receive, create, allow, you know? So years ago, 2005 actually, I was given a prophetic word. The prophetic word was that I was going to be, not actually going to be, that I was a dream activator, and I was going to lead people into financial freedom. When I heard that word, I doubled over crying, fell on the floor actually. Why? I didn't know. All I know is it was a word that penetrated the depths of my soul. I knew that that's why I was born. In that moment, I knew I was born. But then the sorrow came. And the sorrow came because I didn't have any dreams that I was even aware of. And the prophet had said that I had taken my dreams and I had shelved them. I had put them up on the altar of God, saying, "Not now, Lord. All right? I'm too responsible. I've got too much to do." And eventually, over time, I didn't even know what those dreams were anymore. So when that prophet told me those words, I cried. Something was going to happen. But what were my dreams? How would I ever activate the dreams of others? And the prophet said that my dreams were coming off the shelf and coming true. My husband's too. What dreams? All right, that was 2005. I was 53 years old at the time. All right, you do the math, okay? I was 53 years old at the time, and I had no idea what the next step of my life was. My baby was 15. I knew that it was time to think about getting out there, to go back into the marketplace, I didn't want to go into ministry, and I was already in ministry. I was pretty much done with that, but I didn't know what I wanted to do. Didn't know my purpose, nothing. But God knew. And that's what I told you before, that He started me on a journey of studying favor. I needed to get immersed in love and favor and His goodness before I could actually step out in my purpose. Why? Because I didn't know what it was. My mindset blocks, my emotional constriction, my low vibration where I was at the time was actually blocking me from seeing, from having visions, from my imagination. So God had to fix all that first, And I got some coaching that helped a lot. I had several coaches actually that helped me to expand how I thought about things, about myself, so that I could just go to the next step, and then the next step, and then the next step. Well, by 2010, I'd written this book on favor. I've told you about that. And it started me on my career of speaking, having fun, spreading the message, but I wasn't making any money. I mean, I was making a little bit of money, but I was spending a whole lot more. And I remember thinking, you know what? This is so much fun and I love doing this, Lord. Thank you very much. But I can't keep it up. I'm blowing through the savings here. And I have got to get a job. I've got to get a job. So my belief, I was hindered by my beliefs. And my beliefs were, I don't have what it takes in order to prosper and to make a living out of this gift God has given to me. It's a wonderful gift and I'm happy to have it, but I did not believe that I had what it takes in order for me to charge people for my services, in order for me to get online with it, in order for me to coach anybody for pay. Oh my gosh, it terrified me. It's one thing to coach people for free. It's another thing to coach them for pay, where they are actually taking their hard-earned money and investing in this work. That's a huge responsibility, and it terrified me. But God kept pushing me forward. My coaches kept pushing me forward, helping me clear up my false beliefs. so that I could do the work that I was here to do. So after deciding that God's either going to show me a sign or I'm going back to law. I'm going to be that lawyer, going back to law school and getting another certification, license. And my soul was starting to shrivel at just that thought. My soul was shriveling at that thought. Well, a couple months after that, I woke up in the morning and I got the name of a business. Transforming you from worrier to warrior, your life is waiting. And it was my very first brand. I knew a lot about worry. I had been a classic worrier, first class worrier. But the Lord had also shown me how to be a warrior and to stand strong and powerfully in circumstances and change your mindset. And eventually, He even gave me a process to help people quickly identify their false beliefs. And it came as a download, as well as create new empowered decisions about what they're going to believe and about their life. So transforming from worrier to warrior was my first real brand. And that was great for a couple of years. But then it felt like God was expanding me some more. And then it felt like too small for me to just be talking about worry to warrior. Well, what's after a warrior? Are we going to just war the rest of our life? No. It then became Create Your Magnificent Life. And I started having Create Your Magnificent Year retreats in January. Love them. Luxurious locations and intimate, beautiful. And it just took me in a whole different direction until 2016, where Jean got, diagnosed. And now we're in the year of cancer. We're in the year of cancer. Changed everything, and caused me to come up against more brick walls, more obstacles here and here. Low vibration. Couldn't see the forest from their trees. I was a mess. And then, as I said yesterday, God said to me, get back to love. Get back to love, Marianne. Get back to love is the answer. And so ever since then, I have been on the love train. I've been on the love train and open to love, see love everywhere, put love out there, treat my clients in a container of love. One of the things my clients love is that we do really deep mindset work. I help them to uncover deeply embedded beliefs. And there's anointing in that. When somebody invests in that, there's an anointing in that God gives to me, and then we can release them so they can go on to achieve their wildest dreams. Because the power of love is at work to unlock those false beliefs and unlock the potential and help that person move forward quickly. All right. So that's the beautiful thing about this work, right? So one of the things I do want to mention to you is this. My program, Coalition of Queens, you've heard me call it my latest obsession. And I am obsessed about the Coalition of Queens because it is a divine work. It is a work of God. I want to help women who have dreams, big dreams, little dreams, women who have been successful and not successful, wildly successful, not wildly successful, having obstacles that they've overcome, but they're ready to go to the next level of life internally, their internal life, and then their external life. And I believe one of the problems that I'm seeing with a lot of programs out there is that everybody's talking about scaling and making their businesses bigger and bigger and bigger. And in the process of it all, I'm seeing many women fall through the cracks. And even though they say they're not going to fall through the cracks and they try to get other coaches to help them not fall through the cracks, I see they fall through the cracks anyway. And I believe that part of the responsibility, of course, is on you, the client, but a lot of it is on the coach also to help you not fall through the cracks. If somebody doesn't respond to me, like I put a a text out there, or they send a text to me, and they're not responsive, I don't say, well, tough for them. They need to be more proactive. Well, I'll let that happen for a little while. But after a while, I feel like, you know what? Love calls to me to call to them. I don't let people fall through the cracks. Now, there's been sometimes there's been a mismatch between me and a client. That has happened, right? And it's not a great experience for either one of us. So I try to be very careful now of who I say yes to, right? As you should be careful who you say yes to, you know? But for the most part, 95% of the time, it's wonderful. There's a woman that I've been working with for 4 or 5 months now. And when I met her, I mean, this is a woman who has studied personal growth for years. She's attended all kinds of seminars. She's become certified in this and certified in that. And but she got to the point in life where she had this dream to accomplish, and it was a dream that had been on the shelf. She'd been trying to do things about it on and off, picking at it for probably 20 years. That's frustrating. It's frustrating to want to get something done, to have a dream that you're passionate about, and to have so many obstacles over so long a period of time. And what we discovered is part of the reason why she was having difficulty was because she was involved in some very toxic relationships. Toxic relationships can suck up so much of your time and energy. Yes. And the thing is, you end up, if you want to get out of them, a lot of times you feel guilty because, love says that you got to put up with it all. You got to tolerate it all. Well, that is not what love says. Sometimes love says you got to cut, right? What's that saying? Like, uh, fish or cut bait or something like that. I don't remember the exact words, but yeah, sometimes you really have to look and see those relationships, and you got to cut ties. And we had to do some of that tough work. Now, I never tell somebody, you got to get rid of that relationship. You got to get rid of that relationship it's bringing down. That's not my job. My job, though, is to help them see the quality and the characteristic of that relationship if I see that it's causing them a lot of angst, all right, and sucking up a lot of time and energy and making them feel bad about who they are. You can't operate as a queen in this world when you're in toxic relationships. All right. So we made some choices, and there were several toxic relationships she had. In fact, it seems like that's pretty much all she had. No, there were some other ones, but we had this discerning thing that we had to do. What are actually the relationships that support you, that feel good, that are going to help you move forward? And what are the relationships that are dragging you down? You don't understand sometimes how much that has to do with our fulfilling our dreams, achieving our dreams, and the purpose God has given to us. We're too busy, spinning in that toxic relationship that we don't move forward. So I just want to put that out there and have you guys think about that a little bit, because now here it is after doing that work and, bless her heart, being sincere about it, ready to love herself enough to get rid of these relationships, invest in her future, in her dreams, right? That's why she's making the progress. I have something to do with it, of course, but that's why she's making the progress. That's the bigger reason. And now, within just a couple of weeks, a day, real short, that dream that she had for all those years is coming to fruition. There's a couple little tweaks about it, and it is there. It is done. So, how cool is that? On Friday, I'm going to be, and I mentioned this to you, I'm going to have Dr. Shad, one of my clients, who is, health concierge coach, a professor at the University of Arizona, and as in the medical school, leader in his field. And we're going to talk a little bit about what his dreams were and how they're coming true also, and the process he went through in order to get there. All right. So keep on the schedule. That is Friday, 12 o'clock. Okay. So What do we got here? Clara says she would love a retreat. All right, Clara, we'll keep that in mind, huh? And let's see what else we got here. Hi, Yvonne. Nice to see you. Oh, I'm glad you like this. Good. Abundance, good stuff. Anna always takes good notes, don't you, Anna? Dream activator. Love that when you got that. Yes, remember? Yes, I love when you get a word that pierces your heart like that, and boy, did it. Yeah, your youngest is 16. Yep, you were same place. You know what, Anna? I am sorry about that. You're talking about my book. If anybody wants my book, have I ever told you you're my favorite? Then send me a private message and, I'll send you, buy it through me privately because for some reason, there are people on the internet selling that book and I had signed it and somebody then sold it or whatever. I don't even know how this happened, but they're selling signed copies to somebody else, not you, because I always put the name in the book when I was selling the book. And I only have a few copies left, by the way. But I can't seem to fix that. So there are people out there that are charging enormous prices for my book because it has my signature in it. But it's signed to somebody and it won't be you. So, you know what? I don't know how valuable that would be to you. All right. Yes, the Los Coronado Bay. That's where I used to have my retreats. It's a fabulous location. Yeah, that is true, Christina. God does use life experiences to expand us. And you look back on it, and at the time you're kind of like, oh my gosh, do I have to go through this in order to learn that, And I used to think that you don't actually have to. But I'm thinking that the best lessons are right there. Hey, Callie, good to see you. Thank you for that notation there. Oh, you have sacred frequencies. You have some music there. Beautiful. Thank you. Oh, fish or cut bait. Okay, thank you, honey. That was what I was trying to say. Sometimes love is a lit match on a bridge that harms both sides. Have to think about that one. Dr. Shad, a medical doctor, great guy, smart, educated. Thank you, honey. Yes. Clara says, I remember those toxic relationships. Thank God I finally said no to those. Okay. Christina, I'm famous. Not really. Okay. Any questions for me on any of this? If any of you are interested in any of my coaching or you're thinking about Coalition of Queens, please private message me. Please private message me. I'd love to share with you what we're doing. All right. And the details about that, it's a very inspired and dynamic program. I hate to call it a program. It's an experience. It's going to be a 6-month experience for those who are ready for such a thing. All right. So it's 12:45. Thank you everybody for being on. I appreciate you. See you tomorrow. I don't know what I'm going to talk about tomorrow. See what God drops in my mind and heart. All right. Love you all. Bye-bye. Can we raise our own vibrations? Oh, of course you can. A good question. Let me answer that before I go. Yes, there are many ways to raise your vibration. Many ways. And I want you to think about it in terms of what makes you feel good. All right? That's a really good indication that your vibration, guilt, shame, fear, that doesn't feel good. Do you think does that feel good to you guys? No, it doesn't feel good. All right. love, joy, peace, and things like that feel good. All right. So that's kind of how you can tell even where you are vibrationally. Now, as far as raising it, there's many ways to raise your vibration. All right. Um, Number one is really address those false beliefs, those blockages, and remove them because you are naturally vibrating in a state of love, and that will raise your vibration. All right. You might have to go through a little bit of work first before that happens. But if you want a quick thing, then music. Now you could go to YouTube and there's plenty of music. Now, Kelly, I haven't checked your music out. Kelly is a musician and a faith-based girl, and she's awesome. She's an actress, and she is just like an artist and powerhouse. She has a link in there that you can go to help you raise your vibration through her music. You can do this on YouTube. There's a lot of places that you can go for the 528 hertz is in music, and you can listen to that, and that will help raise it. Another, though, is like I put on the happy song with Farrell, I can't remember his name, but raise my vibration. Couldn't help but dance, couldn't help but skip and sing and twist around. There's certain songs. There's a song that says, oh, what is it called? Uh, you raise me up. You raise me up. Listen to that song. That will lift your spirits. Music is one excellent way. Art, excellent way, like allowing yourself the freedom. If you don't get all perfectionistic about it, which is based on fear, but if you treat it like a child and you just scribble and draw and paint or whatever it is that comes to you, you can raise your vibration that way. Exercise, you can raise your vibration through exercise as long as it's kind of fun and you're feeling good about it. All right. Anybody have any other ways to raise their vibration? Just put it in the comments. Um, Going for walks. When I go for walks with my hubby, I love to go for walks with my hubby. Every morning we take that. I start my day off wonderfully because I am going for my workout with him. Right. We talk and we enjoy each other's company so much that um, raise my vibration that way. Children, being with children. If I'm feeling low, I will actually, say to my husband, I need to go to the beach because we live in the desert. I need to go to the beach. And the next day we hop in a car. I did that last month. Hop in the car, we go to the ocean, and just sitting and feeling the ocean breezes, sitting on the beach, smelling the air, I can raise my vibration that way. So, what works for you? What works for you? In the Northeast, Anna, the weather is changing and the beauty of fall is coming along. Taking a moment to just go sit and to absorb while the air is different right now. It's cooling off. You're getting those beautiful breezes. The colors are changing. Maybe you do a little sketching, but there's a lot of different things that you can do to make yourself feel a part, connected with nature, connected with God, connected with yourself and others. Yeah, this has been a hard time, COVID, because we're not able to connect as much with each other except through like this means. But let me tell you, you can connect with God very easily these days, especially because of what's going on. All right. Excuse me. Thank you, Jen. I love to tune into the spirit. I feel my best that way. Exactly, Anna. Yes, music. If you're not, music can help elevate your mood too. Sometimes, though, we're so caught in our thoughts that we don't really tune in. Oh, that's understandable, Christina. Yeah, that's understandable. But, go back through. and look at the things that you've overcome. Look at the things that have actually, when you pressed in and were consistent, actually worked for you. You have a history of success that you can go back to and use that to help you catapult you forward as well. Oh, Jen, are you talking about you lift me up, you raise me up? Quiet introspection. That helps me too, Krissa. Yeah. Outside in nature with my dogs. Very good. Being grateful. Oh yeah, that's like such a simple one and so profound. Probably the easiest and most powerful of all, actually recalling things in your life and sitting with them and appreciating them that you have keeps the focus off the negative. Amber. Hi, Amber. Dancing, worship, laughter, singing. Definitely singing. Yes. I love to sing. Other people don't necessarily like me singing, but it feels good for me to sing. I'm happy when I sing. Oh, essential oils. Yes, that's another helpful tool. Music, sunshine, walking in coniferous forest. In the grass barefoot. Yeah, walking in the grass barefoot is very grounding too. Yes, writing a gratefulness list. Letters to God. I write letters to God every day. Yes, every day I write to the Lord and I tell him what's on my mind, my thoughts, ask him for clarification, strategies, wisdom. I feel very taken care of. The trees emit particles in the air that raise our vibration. That's a great point. I'm wondering if it's okay to try another level before solidifying my current one. Well, if you're feeling an inclination, then chances are that is a sign. That's a sign to you. Okay. All right, people. Time to go. Thank you for showing up. And those of you who are watching the replay, I would love to hear your comments, your takeaways. Blessings to you all. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.